Hi everybody, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So in this video, I am going to do my makeup the way I did it in high school, back in the 80s. And I used only drugstore brands in the 80s. We didn't have a lot of money. So it was Wet n Wild, NYC, what else? What other brands were they? Like really inexpensive makeup brands. And I'm actually going to be using Morphe and stuff today, but style-wise, it's going to be a look from the 80s, like from when I was in high school, how I wore makeup. Now, if y'all want to see me use products I used back then, providing I can still find those products, which I believe I still can find most of them, have her, then I will in the future do a look using those products only, like a makeup look using only products I used in high school. So I'll do that in another video, but this video is just going to be look based. And the reason I'm going to use this Morphe palette, the Lisa Frank Morphe palette, which I love because it's great for costumey looks, and it has this cute mirror, and it's got these great colors. So the 80s, in my opinion, was all about bright, you know, and so that's what we're going to do. And I don't have, you know, I pretty much wore my hair in a ponytail, and I don't really have enough hair to put up in a good ponytail. So we've got one of these. It's not an exact match for my hair, but for the purpose of this video, it will work. This I got off of Temu. I usually get these off of Amazon, but I will probably go back to Amazon because this isn't the same quality as the ones I get from Amazon. But that's okay, because I bought these to do a ponytail, like a 2 ponytail doll look. So we've got that for when that happens. So first, let's talk about foundation. None of us girls knew anything about makeup. And so I'm not going to do any primer. I'm not going to do any concealer. I'm not going to do anything like that because I wouldn't have back then. But I am going to use my Girl Scout cookie headband. So let's get this in place. See, it's a thin mint. It's a trefoil, and this, I like to say, is a Samoa, but somebody told me it's a coconut caramel. But I'm like, isn't that kind of what a Samoa is? Or did they change the name of Samoas? Because, anyway, I loved frozen Samoas back in the day. And we're just going to use some NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Marshall, is that you or the kittens? Oh, okay. So we got to use the wrong color foundation, which is pretty much what I do now because I can never find my and the reason our foundation was always the wrong color is because we would usually buy our foundation when we had a tan or when we didn't have a tan, and that foundation was pretty much what we used for the entire, like for a 6-month period or whatever. And we applied with our hand. There was no special. I want to see something. I just want to see something really quick. I just want to try something. Marshall, is that still you?
Yeah.
Okay. Those kittens are into everything tonight. Are all three of them out there? Marshall? Marshall? Marshall, have you gone away? That's a little bit better. I always did pressed powder, no matter what. Now, I went to modeling school for a little, it was called a Model's Touch. It doesn't exist anymore because they got into trouble for stuff I wasn't involved in because my mom was always up there with me. So I guess they didn't have a chance to corrupt me. But we did it like this, which I always thought was stupid, but that's how they told us to do it. Up and down, I mean, straight down. It didn't make sense to me though, because I felt like it would leave lines. So we'll just, it didn't make sense to me. Now I'm going to fill my eyebrows in, which I would not have done back then, but I had fuller eyebrows back then, so we're just going to fill them in to express. Okay. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for lipstick. I think I have a Wet n Wild in a pretty standard color. So, but first, so the only issue here, I'm getting ready to do eyeshadow, is that I always use the little sponges that came with the eyeshadows, like the quads. But I don't have any sponges. Let me see what I can come up with. Yeah. So I guess it doesn't matter. I don't have to use the same tools to get the same. What is the deal with this thing? Paint is chipping off of it. So we didn't use any, well, I guess I kind of used Frost, not really anything too glittery. So I'm putting down this pink with hopes that it'll lighten up the purple that I'm getting ready to throw on my eye. We were all about purple. Purple. In my high school, our colors were purple too. That was just a happy accident with purple being such a popular eye makeup color. I remember one time I just took some blush and, I put some blush on my cheeks, and then I brushed a little on my eyelids. And this one girl said, do you have blush on your eyelids? And I said, yeah. And she goes, it looks bad. And I said, no, it doesn't. I remember her too. And now she recently actually sent me a friend request on Facebook. I'm like, you bullied me. I mean, that wasn't bullying. That was just her being nasty. But she did bully me. Well, she tried to. I didn't really let her get away with it. But it was funny that I told her when she's like, it looks bad. And I said, no, it doesn't. And she did this. She went, I'm like, that's right. You can't make me feel bad about myself. You can't make me feel worse about myself than I already do. Okay, now we're going to go in with a deeper purple. Seriously messy. That doesn't matter though. So Pat Benatar was one of my favorite singers back in the 80s. Like, I loved Pat Benatar. And one thing she did was she wore her blush high up and brushed it, and it came down. So I wore my blush like that. And of course we did a purple blush. So I'm using the eyeshadow because I don't have a purple blush. And I'm sure that girl from high school would think it looks bad. Now, we had purple blush back then. I probably have a purple blush somewhere with all this crappy makeup I have, but okay. So anyway, her blush, like, she pulled it all the way up. Pat Benatar did. Okay, so we're going to mitigate that a little bit. Don't worry. I see you worrying. I see that you're not trusting the process. I see that in you. And I will forgive it. I don't know if I'm trusting the process either, to be honest with you. It'll be fine. Oh my God, it'll be fine. And liquid eyeliner? No liquid eyeliner. Thick black eyeliner. Not much different than what I do now. Now, in the later 80s, I will do a separate makeup look to show you how I did my makeup in the later 80s, like when I was 18, 19 years old, because I was hanging out at Einstein and Go-Go, and my look was a little darker, more fun. Definitely looked better than what I'm doing for y'all now. But I still had that thick black eyeliner. In fact, it was all black. It would piss my mom off so much. Why do you gotta wear black? Because everything was black. It was like, and I would always have a splash of color. Like, I had these black, like they were leggings, but they had the sheer skirt over them. It was my favorite outfit, that, and then it had a black shirt with it that came up here, and then it had a little tiny black, not really a cape, but it was a detachable thing that, attached to it, and it was kind of wispy, very Stevie Nicks-y. And then I would wear the sleeveless gloves, and always like some kind of rhinestone necklace and rhinestone bracelets and stuff and earrings. But there would always be a pop of color. Like, I'd have red shoes on, or not with that outfit, but I'm just saying there'd always be like a splash of red or blue or something. So it wasn't total blackness. And I also had this super cute hat. If I can find a hat like it, I'm going to buy it before I do my late 80s clubbing look. So it was Einstein A Go-Go. It was an all ages nightclub, and we saw the best bands there. We saw Alice in Chains. We saw Royal Crescent Mob. We saw, oh, I can't believe I'm forgetting them. I love them so much. The Dead Milkmen. The Dead Milkmen. Love the Dead Milkmen. We saw River Phoenix's band, Alika's Attic. That's where I met Keanu Reeves. We saw Nirvana. We saw so many bands there before they were big. And, well, I don't know. Some of them didn't make it really big, but you know what I'm saying. So now let's do the mascara. Let's see. And always a Wet n Wild lipstick. Bangles, always had bangles on. The wavy bangles, do you remember those? If you're not my age, you probably don't remember them, but we wore these wavy bangles, and I had them in black, white, and red, and I loved those bangles. And I liked wearing them together, and they would blangle and would piss my teachers off, but they got over it. And yeah, the lipstick would be worn off in an hour, and you know, all that. So if I had the rhinestone jewelry, I would do, but you know what? We're going to create an Einstein A Go-Go look from when I went there. I'm excited about that now. I'm really jazzed about that. That was probably, you know, I hated high school, but that was like my senior year, and after I, you know, my first year of college and everything, so it was special. And then I had a really long hair back then. Not really long, but there was a lot more going on than what's happening now. And see, this is all thinned out right here. This would have been all pulled back, but I'm not going to do that because I don't like the way I look. Here, let's see if we can get some 80s lighting. Really bad 80s lighting right here. So yeah, this is pretty much how I did my makeup in high school. I did it like this for maybe 1 year, and then I moved on to another style and then another style. But this is pretty much the most obnoxious version. But like I said, in the later years, like my later teens, 18, 19 to 20, I had a very different look, and we will do a video where I do that look for you. And that'll be a fun one. But I want to see if I could find the hat, something similar to it. I think I actually saw one at Walmart. I bought the hat at Kathmandu. Does anyone remember Kathmandu? I think it was called the Body Shop, or at least around here it was called the Body Shop, and then it was sold and became Kathmandu, and I bought so many clothes there. Hi, Kit Kat. But yeah, this is my 80s. Now I'm ready. Oh my God, I'm ready to go see the Young Guns. Let's go. I have to see Kiefer, 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 Kiefer. Okay. So anyway, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to everyone later. Bye.